best part about the interview process was they were very much, focused on my problem solving skill.
Mr. Manik Sharma, who is currently working at OneCard.
I have been working in tech for last 5 years.
Your interview experience at OneCard. So, can you please walk us through your interview experience and how many rounds were there and what did each round focus on?
There were a total of 3 interviews.
What advice would you want to give to aspiring DevOps engineering preparing for interviews at top companies? Hi guys, my name is Shruti Srivastava and today we are shooting a podcast with Mr. Manik Sharma, who is currently working at OneCard. So without any further delay, let's get started with this podcast. Hi Manik, thank you so much for coming to this podcast, and I'm really excited to hear your OneCard interview experience. So before we move further, please introduce yourself and can you also share a bit about your journey in tech?
Talking about my journey, I have been working in tech for last 5 years. I started in January 2020. First 6 months I did an internship with Husk Power Systems. Then I got into a full-time role at the same organization. I was working in Azure and IoT. That was a very different kind of a role. It was a startup. I was one of the first guys to join him in the IT thing. And after that, I worked there for 2 years and 10 months. And after working in Husk Power System, I went to Virtusa. It's a kind of a MNC. It's quite a big company as compared to Husk Power Systems. Then after working around a year, for a year, I went to join OneCard, which is my current organization. I take a kind of a switch of sector, you can say. I was working in Azure IoT in first 2 companies. Here I'm a complete DevOps engineer. The role is not that much different. I'm still working on the cloud, but some of the tools have changed. So yeah, that is my journey till now.
Great. Looks like you have a huge experience in this field now, and like you just mentioned that you were an IoT engineer and now you switched or should I say transition to DevOps engineer.
Yes.
So can you please tell us first of all that how did you first came across the opportunity at OneCard and what made you apply?
So basically I was looking, so I tell you very honestly, Azure IoT, particular service of Azure IoT is not that much vast. I have covered up most of the things which could have been done in that particular Azure service. So I was looking for a change. You can say I got bored out of it. Okay. So I was looking for a change. I was not only looking for a specific DevOps role. I was open to other sectors also. And one of my closest friend, actually, she's my wife. She's working in OneCard before, so that's why I got to know about OneCard. She was working as a backend engineer, so she referred me here. That's how I got the opportunity to get an interview. So yeah, that's how I got to know about OneCard, and that's how I got referred.
Oh, great. So OneCard is really lucky for you professionally and personally. So this is the most awaited question, Manik. So our audience really want to know your interview experience at OneCard. So can you please walk us through your interview experience and how many rounds were there and what did each round focus on?
Okay, so there were a total of 3 interviews. First was a pure technical round. Second one was a technical plus managerial round. And the last one was a round with CTO. The first round comprises of most questions about the cloud and tools which were being used in OneCard and my project experience. And last were some networking questions and some questions about some other kinds of tools. Okay, so that the whole round was taken by my manager, the guy who was hiring me. Okay, the second round was a technical plus managerial round. It was taken by the CICO of the company. And the round was the starting question was completely technical. It was my whole discussion about the project I was doing, and as I told you, it was I'm changing the sector from IoT to DevOps. So most of the questions were from IoT sector on the project which I've done. He asked me to draw the whole architecture end-to-end diagram. So what was the data process and all. And the later part of the interview was about the managerial things and all, that how I adapt to certain situations and all. And the last one was a simple discussion or a simple round with the CTO. He told me what they're doing in OneCard, what are the expectations and all that stuff. So yeah, that was the whole interview process. It was very clean and crisp. The best part about the interview process was they were very much focused on my problem solving skill, rather than asking some absurd questions which I have I have observed in a couple of companies. They ask you questions which are not related to your current work. But specifically OneCard, this is very good thing which I've learned, that the question was more about the problem solving rather than some other stuff.
Great. So did you took any help from anywhere before applying in OneCard?
No, because I didn't take any help, as I know that there are not a lot of DevOps resources out there. So I didn't take any help. I was very much well aware about that. I know what Card was doing. I had a bit of discussion before. I know people working in OneCard, so I had a discussion with the people who are working on. So yeah, you can't. I didn't take any help without before that.
Okay, great. So, are there any specific DevOps tools or technology a person should know before applying in OneCard or companies like OneCard?
Yeah. So I would prefer that you should go do deep dive into Kubernetes. Okay. Any DevOps engineer out there should know about like couple of things. There are, first place, the Kubernetes. You should know in and out. Not only the technical stuff, but how to do, the practical knowledge is very important. Okay. Second thing is Docker. And that's not only about DevOps engineer. Every engineer working out there should know Docker. Okay. Third one is the cloud. We are very, every DevOps engineer has to go work on cloud. So you should be well versed with one of the cloud. There are main three clouds: AWS, Google, and Azure. There is no foundation that you should work only on one cloud. So fundamentals of cloud are very much basic. You can they just rename the services, but most of the services are same. So yeah, one should know about that. These are three things which one should know before going into a DevOps job or something like that. Yeah, these are the things. And the last one is Python. You should know basic shell scripting and all. That will do the job. That's the four things you should know before applying in OneCard.
Great. So, lastly, I just want to ask you, what advice would you want to give to aspiring DevOps engineering preparing for interviews at top companies?
Okay. So the advice I want to give you is that don't stick yourself to the DevOps or tools. If somebody asks you, or be prepared to be asked to code. Okay, I've seen people who are working in DevOps, they don't know any kind of programming, any kind of problem solving. It's not only about DevOps. I have observed because I was a mentor with BossCoder also. So I have observed, these things that people nowadays, they are very much obsessed with tools. They forget they need to understand that you need to do programming. You need to know a couple of stuff of backend also. Yeah, that is my advice, that you should focus on other stuff also, not only on DevOps.
Okay. And a follow-up question, how much would you rate OneCard on the scale of 1 to 10 on the basis of company culture and work culture or anything?
9.5, because no company is perfect, so 9.5.
9.5 is also a great number though, out of 10. It was great having you here with us, Manik, today, and thank you so much for answering all the questions so patiently and nicely. Looking forward to meet here in our studio and record some another interview experience of yours. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Shruti. It was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you.